right, we're going a little bit commando style for this edition of the show. Because I actually had to broadcast through my, webcam mic rather than my actual mic. So I might as well just move that to the side, because fuck it. Because my webcam just wants to be a cunt. Yeah, I did. So, well, may as well enjoy it while we have it, or who gives a fuck. Change this a little bit. What the hell did I want to call this? Alrighty. There we go. And let's get into this. First video of the day. Oprah show clip exposes the origins of the MAGA mindset.
What?
I just want to say I'm for the verdict. I'm not condoning what the officers did. I think they got a little bit out of hand, of course. But listen, no.
I assume she's talking about the Rodney King thing. Well, keep in mind, Rodney King wasn't exactly a fucking angel when, after this trial.
Oh, listen. Okay, I'm telling you, we did not see the first 60 seconds of that video. We did not. No.
So, some beta soy boy white guy is going to call her a racist. Except, that means less than nothing now. Look, in 1992, I was a 10-year-old when the Rodney King thing happened. I couldn't have given a rat's ass less about it. My view was Mortal Kombat at the time. Who cares?
Oh, did you? No, listen. The media.
Quiet,
Listen to me.
Everybody.
The media is our #1 influencing agent. And that's all we saw was what the media decided to put up on that screen. Exactly. But what did they show? They just showed that first 21.
Look, I don't know what Rodney King did or didn't do in the first 60 seconds, but he didn't need to have 6 officers beating the shit out of him. That's where that fucked up and went off the rail.
Seconds, and that was it.
Let's revisit the Rodney King verdict and how conservatism shapes one's thinking.
What did he do to justify?
And they're saying he is not a dangerous man who drives 80 miles per hour in a residential district. Oh, shit.
Why are you talking about this? Seriously, TYT Sports Guy, why are you talking about this? It's an event that happened when I was fucking 10. I'm 44 now. Why are you talking about this?
Shut up. I don't even want to hear it.
Yes, go ahead.
I apologize for my...
Hi, I'm Andy Levian, General Counsel at the DNC. We just sued President Trump and Doge, and I hope...
young lady. It's her youth.
Wait a minute. And why?
I am an educated woman.
I am 78 years old, dear. I am educated.
I
And
understand.
if you don't have the compassion in your heart...
I do.
Now, no.
Yes, I do.
You do not realize or you do not see...
Why?
Why
did they do
you
it?
don't kick a dog.
That is right.
No, you don't.
Then why would you kick a human being?
I'm not condoning them doing.
You don't kick a dog. Well, if it's attacking me, yes, I'm going to. Jesus Christ, they're lucky they didn't have me on this son of a bitch in 92. Yeah, I never hit a dog. I never use a baseball bat against a dog. But if one's gritting its teeth against me, it looks like it's going to attack, and I happen to have one in my hand, well, fuck it.
That I'm going by
How
the
can the verdict be right?
Game, set, match right there. This is layered, of course. The King verdict, meanwhile, was an abomination.
Was it? Remember, dear viewer, he didn't exactly lead this austere life. He repeatedly broke the law. But I guess whatever. And what did we have to pay for this? Oh yeah, a bunch of black assholes got all pissed off and decided to burn LA down. Yeah, okay, we've all seen the King footage, blah, 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 blah. But did that action justify, what was the man's name? Reginald Park? Just a truck driver getting thrown out of his cab violently by a bunch of black assholes, and then they broke a brick over his fucking head? What about them? Were they ever prosecuted? I don't think they fucking were. So kiss my ass and fuck you.
Involved. The 4 officers each faced charges of assault and excessive force. The trial was moved from downtown Los Angeles to the more conservative Simi Valley, where a nearly all-white jury was selected. All 4 defendants were found not.
Oh my god, it just must be racism. It just must be fucking racism. Fucking crybabies. And remember, Rodney King went on to commit more crimes.
Guilty.
I feel that it's a great travesty of justice. I feel that the jury in Simi Valley gave the okay to continue to abuse and...
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure you're probably the one crying racism when you can't get your Tide out of the fucking Walmart without having someone get it out under lock and key.
Oppress and suppress black people in this country. I feel that there is an undercurrent...
Except I'm not racist. I just call out facts. Unfortunately for leftists, facts are racist.
...of racism, and that the system is rotten to the core.
Decades later, and still not much has changed within society. The same.
Really? Then why in 2008, we did this little thing as a country, and it wasn't even close, not once, but twice, not only elect a black man as fucking president, but then re-elect him! If the country is so fucking racist, why did we elect a black man to the highest, most powerful office in the land, not once, but twice? God damn it, even at 92, this insufferable victim mentality existed.
rhetoric that activists continue to spit out, hoping that it'll land, falls on deaf ears. Action seems out of reach, and we just continue on.
These people are angry, and they have every right to be.
Yeah, you can be as angry as you want. You don't get to burn down the goddamn local what the fuck ever.
Politicians misjudged the anger, and police were accused of standing by and letting it happen.
You could feel the heat from the buildings.
Yeah, and big shock, big fucking shock. He's already shooting his own argument in the dick.
Reach, and we just continue on.
These people are angry, and they have every right to be.
Politicians misjudged the anger, and police were accused of standing by and letting it happen.
Or they just wanted to fucking loot shit.
You could feel the heat from the buildings by us burning.
For 4 days, DJs Andre Russell and Lon McHugh stayed on air, broadcasting every brutal moment. The predominantly black South Central part of Los Angeles was neglected, plagued with unemployment, poverty, and suffering through.
Cry, baby, cry, cry, cry to heaven.
The crack epidemic.
Do you feel like what happened in 1992 had to happen almost in order for there to be change?
It was almost like a volcano. Absolutely. I felt like it had been rumblings. You know, it was almost inevitable.
As the fires burned through Los Angeles, a message was sent. Still, for this individual, the college student, to take the stance she did leaves me very troubled for how history will always repeat itself.
Yeah, except, again, Rodney King was not a stranger to the police. Rodney King went on to be not a stranger to the police. I'm not saying what they did was justified, but I'm also saying he wasn't some fucking angel. Same thing as like the George Zimmerman thing. Whether you like it or not, at some point, Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman fought a death match. Trayvon lost. George Zimmerman is still a piece of shit. But, you know, it is what it is.
Following exchange stuck out to me between two users who commented on this video via a Reddit thread. Take a look and then we'll discuss. Almost 30 years later in the USA, and so very little has changed. I'll never understand why more progress has not been made. Maybe racism is even worse. Shame on us, wrote the first user. Thus, the second commenter would reply, there are still a great deal of people who are ignorant of the history.
Would you like to know that the first black slave owner in this country was black? Give me a fucking break.
Of this country and lack the historical context that would enable them to see the big picture. If having an accurate view of history wasn't so...
Yeah, I can't get my streaming program at the moment to recognize my goddamn microphone, so I'm having to do it through my Brio. That's why the audio is a little fucked up tonight.
Enlightening, there wouldn't be a centuries-long war waged against teaching it. Great stuff. Another...
God, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm done with this. Alright, now we come to the first main event of the night. Kat Abugazele lost. Jesus, look at her fucking last name. Wouldn't she have a fucking cunt fucking Arab as a dad? Anyway, Kat Abugazele lost, and Big Mike is fucking pissed. He's fucking pissed.
Well, we had some pretty significant elections take place tonight in the state of Illinois, specifically.
Yes, and every single fucking progressive lost. Which should signal to you that either A, you need to, I don't know, back off on the progressivism and back off on the leftism, or B, double down like the crybaby jackasses that you are.
There were multiple Democratic Party primaries, and in a word, they were disastrous. I don't know how else to describe it. Basically, it was the worst case scenario across the board.
God, what's going to happen if AOC loses her primary? Or if AOC is replaced by a Republican? And considering that New York is just a fucking disaster zone right now, that could possibly happen.
Multiple progressives got wiped out. Progressives split the vote, and AIPAC is now doing a victory lap online.
No, progressives didn't split the vote. The problem is, Mike, your party is based on purity tests. And when you fail one of these purity tests, you're no longer part of that group. The problem is a bunch of people failed these purity tests, so they get a splinter group. I've been telling you this for I don't know how long. Since Trump's first victory, the left is splintering. And not only are they splintering, they're goddamn granulizing themselves into fucking sugar.
Literally, they tweeted out, being endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Ro Khanna, Justice Dems, and Sunrise Movement was a kiss of death in Illinois. Democratic voters rejected their extreme anti-Israel candidates, instead choosing mainstream...
Oh, Christ, I gotta piss.
candidates. AIPAC is proud to help defeat 6 would-be squad members tonight. Yeah, so that kind of just goes to show you how the night went. And it's...
Well, Mike, I really don't understand your opposition to AIPAC. Because the opposition to AIPAC would literally take you up to the very roof of a very tall building and throw you and your husband off of it. Just saying.
Interesting that they talk about defeating anti-Israel candidates because the individuals that they backed, well, they didn't actually mention Israel at all. They were attacking some of them from the left. They know that Israel is toxic because the Democratic Party base doesn't support Israel anymore. So,
okay. Yet they funded left-wing candidates. And no, the base of the party doesn't view Israel as toxic. Your version of the party does. The problem is that your version of the party comprises about 10% of the electorate. But that's what you want the Democrat Party to be. And this is what you're going to lose in perpetuity. This is why Bill Maher may be right. The Democrats may be heading for a future where they are a ghost brand.
They had to pretend like that wasn't the main issue in this race or a dividing line in the Democratic Party. And they
I'm not afraid of a fight. I'm just not opening up the lines. Deal with it.
had to create shell packs to endorse candidates through proxies, like elect Chicago women, because if voters saw that it was a PAC, then they would run away from that. But there's a lot of really...
Again, you are throwing your support behind people that would actually kill you, Mike. I do not get this level of stupidity from Democrats.
Really clear lessons to be learned from multiple races tonight, and we're gonna get to that. And quite frankly, I'm fucking pissed off. Like, I'll just be honest, I'm fucking pissed off because this result was entirely...
And again, this result was inevitable because the left is going to keep splintering because the left views itself on purity tests. And if you fail a purity test, you're out. Which creates 10,000 factions on the left. And which is the greater number? 5, right? Or 1? The average person would say 5. 5 is the greater number. Okay. 5, 1. And the Republican Party is largely united behind a single vision, or at least can tolerate dissent. The left cannot. Again, this is why the Democrat Party is at extreme risk of becoming a ghost brand.
Entirely avoidable. So let's start with the first race in the 8th Congressional District of Illinois. And I'm just going to read this headline that...
They care more about me living than the Democrats do.
Explains the result. AIPAC, AI Money, propels Melissa Bean to comeback victory in Illinois. Now, when you look at the results, she beat her progressive challenger, who was endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Junaid Ahmed, by 5.1 points.
Honestly, I don't think anybody that follows the Islamic faith should be allowed to run. And the reason I say that is they cannot get around the First Amendment, where by their very nature, they have their faith tied into policy.
But if you go down, there was also Yasmin Bankole, who is another progressive. She got 9.6% of the vote, but both progressives lost. Now pivoting to...
Yeah, except America doesn't want leftism. That's your only problem, kitty. That's your own problem, kitten.
To the race that a lot of people were watching, which is the 9th Congressional District. There was...
And honestly, if it was up to me, I would, if it was up to me, this leftist bullshit wouldn't exist. First thing I do is make it illegal for women to vote. Sorry, unless you guys want to sign up for the draft, you're not getting to vote. Hey, if women wanna sign up for the draft, then fine, you get to vote. I guarantee you, most women will vote against it. All I have to do is that. Just put a revisor in at a national level. Women have to sign up for the draft if they want the right to vote. And most women would reject it and willingly give up their right to vote. You can never abolish the draft because there may come a day where we need it. Also, even if women do sign up for the draft, they're still not going to be given frontline work. Again, this is why women, This is why the 19th was one of the dumbest things we ever did.
So much money being poured into this race. Bernie Sanders did not endorse, although Rashida Tlaib as well as Ilhan Omar did. AOC also did not endorse in this race, but this is the race with Kat Abu-Ghazaleh, and the result was not good and incredibly...
Yeah, you know, much like the term misogynist, much like the term racist, you diluted coward to mean nothing to me.
disappointing because she was this close. So Daniel Biss, the J Street back.
In terms of a primary, no, she wasn't that close. She was Grand Canyon.
By 3.6 points. Mike Simmons, another progressive in the race, got 7.1%, and Bushra Amiwala got...
By the way, isn't Daniel Biss mainly just another progressive? Doesn't he believe all this stupid shit?
5.1%, another progressive in the race. Now,
by the way, I hope the Republican candidate wins this.
there was a lot going on in this race. Daniel Biss was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student just a couple of days before the...
Was the student 18? Was the student 18? That's all I care about.
Election. Kat Abu-Ghazaleh was being attacked by an organization that was funded by dark money donors. And
like who?
And they were paying influencers such as the Woke Ginger, allegedly, $1,500 to attack Kat Abu-Ghazaleh.
Do you have any proof of that? Because you know if he gets pissed off, he can sue you. Now me, I'm not woke. I generally hate leftism because it sucks. At least the current version of it. If we were talking about the 90s, I'd probably support it.
There was a lot of AIPAC money pouring in. AIPAC was supporting a progressive candidate through an ad in order to split.
I cannot stand Muslim women that show their fucking hair, that get positions of power, because if they actually got what they fucking wanted, they'd be out of their ass in 1 second. Whether you like it or not, you dear dumb ass feminist, fucking dipshit, asshole, douchebag, fucking beta male, fucking whatevers, if you were to actually have your Islamic dream, you're out your ass in 1 second. Because in the Islamic world, whether you like it or not, women are second-class citizens. Now you'd be wondering why I don't vote for that. Hell, bring on the Islam. I get to treat women like shit. Well, I also don't get beer, I don't get bacon, and believe it or not, I don't want women to be second-class citizens.
Split the vote among progressives, and there was a lot taking place, but the result really didn't have to be this way. On one hand, you could say it's great because AIPAC's preferred candidate, Laura Fine, ended up coming in third place, but we could have had a better result where the progressive, or at least a progressive, won, but it didn't happen because apparently progressives in this particular campaign or in this district, they don't know how the fuck to do math, right? And I have to say it because you can see these results.
Hijabs are not hot. Let the hair down. And if it was up to me, I know it would violate the Constitution, but I would pass a law. I would try to pass a law that forbids hijabs. I know it flies in the face of the Constitution, but I would do that. Hijabs are fucking stupid. Do you seriously think that God, if God exists, do you seriously think that God, the creator of the fucking universe, gives a sauteed rat's cunt what you have on your head? And also, speaking as a man, hey, Muslim women that say we wear it as a protection against men's lust, our lust is for your pussy and your tits, not your fucking hair. How? Okay, there might be some freaks that want to finish in a woman's hair. Most of us want to finish inside you, on your pussy, on your face, or on your fucking. That's it. Or in your mouth where you swallow it. That's it. Most of us don't want to finish on your fucking hair. Again, there might be some freaks out there. But yeah, of the three places, it's either your pussy, your mouth, or your face. Some people can argue the fourth place, and that's the ass.
So if Mike Simmons or if Bushra Amiwala, if any one of them chose to drop out and endorse Kat Abu Ghazaleh, then odds are she would have been able to defeat Daniel Biss. If they both would have dropped out like a month before the election took place and campaigned for Kat Abu Ghazaleh, then she would have beat him handily. And I would have expected Kat to do the same if one of them were in the lead. But they all chose to not drop out. In fact, Bushra Amiwala remained defiant.
Again, this argument that you're making about them not dropping out, that is speaking to the splinterification of the left. They're not going to drop out because one of the candidates violated their purity tests. This is why this is why you guys are fucked.
And said that she's not dropping out after there was a new poll release showing that Kat was in second place.
After deep reflection and a lot of careful consideration made by my team, we've decided it made a lot of sense to make this video. I'm not going anywhere.
Again, this just speaks to the splinterification of the left.
Gaza is at a tipping point.
Yeah, so she decided to stay in, even though she knew that it could risk splitting votes. And guess what happened? AIPAC.
By the way, any woman wearing a hijab, you should not vote for. I cannot wait to get Ilhan Omar out of my fucking state.
Released an ad supporting her, saying how progressive she was. Now, they don't actually support her, but what AIPAC was trying to do was split the progressive vote. And even though she condemned it, she didn't do the thing that she needed to do to help the progressive win. Neither did.
Yeah, except America is nigh undone with progressives. So either you're going to have to accept more right-leaning Democrats, or you're never going to win another fucking election again. And you will always be in a permanent minority. I don't know how to tell you this, Mike. Your idea's fucking lost. You lost. But let's deal with another dipshit. I couldn't find his original thing, but this is inside the Manosphere, some pink-ass haired dipshit named Words by Curtis.
Sat Louis through Inside the Manosphere documentary, and it is incredible. It's incredible to think that these men actually exist.
your side literally is the side of young men eat shit and die. What are we supposed to get on board for, motherfucker?
Are some of the most fragile, inconsistent, unintegral men I have ever seen.
Says the man with pink fucking hair. Fuck off.
They don't even believe what they are saying. They can't even back it up. They are so lacking any kind of integrity. I mean, HS, for example. You know, in one breath he says, yeah, I hate OnlyFans girls, they're disgusting. But he profits off of them. He spends all of his time with them just to make money. Do you have
What's wrong with making money? And as for OnlyFans girls, we don't hate them. No. We don't hate them. We'll sleep with them. We'll have a weekend of fun. But we're not going to put a fucking ring on it. And that's the difference. The OnlyFans girls are wondering why they're not getting wifed up. I'm not going to wife up a whore.
any level of integrity?
That's the difference, you dumb son of a bitch.
At all. You talk about teaching boys and men to be strong. Integrity is one of the key things about having strength.
Do you even know what the three common tenets of having integrity are? Keeping your word are? I don't think you do, you pink-haired fucking four-eyed sack of shit.
For those men out there, for those boys out there that think that's what it means to be a man, just have loads of money and to treat everyone.
Oh yeah, we should be like you and wear pink shirts and have pink hair. You don't even know what it is to have integrity as a man. Tell you what, I'm not going to reveal the other two. I'll give you the first one for free. It was when you say something, you do something. When I say I'm going to do something, when I promise I'm going to do something, you better take that last dollar to the bank. And I'm going to fucking do it. Alright, now we gotta deal with fucking Code Pink, these dried up old cunts, going to Cuba. Oh, wait. Shit. No, we're gonna deal with this jackass again.
Appalled that they want to put animals on a £5 note. So here are...
You mean Winston Churchill? The guy that literally stopped the Nazi invasion of Britain? You wanna not have him on there. How the fuck did the British populace grow from having the largest empire in history to this pussy-whipped, bitch-ass fucking version of itself? How did that happen?
3 people that I think should go on the British £5 note. Number 1, an absolute British icon, the Wealdstone Raider. Okay? No man has given more to this country than this man. Winston Churchill? Pff, get lost. Wealdstone Raider all the way. Number 2, a British icon, Barry from EastEnders. Okay?
To the first two I say, who? Also, your pink hair is really destroying your credibility.
Hey, this man represents hard work, British grit. Okay, Barry from EastEnders is my number 2, but the best, let me tell you, the best is yet to come. There is only one person I want to see on that £5 note. Susan Boyle.
You mean a woman who basically lied? She got on Britain's Got Talent saying she was an amateur, when in reality she had produced several professionally produced records. It's just they sucked and nobody cared. And so she got in this frumpy fucking dress, this frumpy fucking haircut. And okay, I'll be honest, she blew everyone away. But she came in under fucking false pretenses.
Okay? Susan Boyle, the British talent, okay? A representation of Britain.
I also find it ironic that you have Icarus tattooed on your neck, you fucking young idiot. Because, well, we all know what happened to Icarus. You don't want to go too high. I don't like stupid tattoos. Alright, let's deal with this old fuck.
Some background before we get into the full comment, because it goes much further down. I did a story about an indigenous tribe that owns land on Vancouver Island in Canada. This indigenous tribe has been...
God, I really wish you weren't wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt.
renting trailer pad spaces to mobile homeowners for 50 years. And now the tribe is reclaiming the land to build homes, to build housing for its members, since there is a housing shortage amongst the indigenous members. The tribe...
Alright, well, if they were renting the land, then, unfortunately, there's very little that the trailer homeowners can do. I mean, you knew you were renting this shit. This is why I say don't rent. Fucking own. Or go live at fucking, what is it, Billie Eilish or Sabrina Carpenter's place? Go live at their fucking place.
is giving the people on the land 2 years to relocate their trailers.
Alright, that's more than enough.
Free pad rental for the 2 years that they have to wait. And I think, I might be mistaken in this part because it was kind of hard to understand the way the news story was going, but I believe $11,000 in assistance in moving.
That's more than fair for moving a fucking trailer. Okay, I'm completely in agreement with Tom. Let's see how quick takes another turn.
Video talking about how the people who live in the trailer homes that are complaining that this is unfair don't understand how this works. And
Look, you rented the land, you don't own the land. Your trailer is an eternal rental. It's like having an apartment. You never own it, you just pay rent. The tribe has said we're going to remove all the trailers and build up housing for members of our tribe. What is the problem here?
Tribe, the indigenous tribe, is giving them way more latitude than any indigenous tribe was ever given when their land was taken from them.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, that was over 100 years ago. Fuck off.
And I sided with the indigenous tribe. Now, I know that a couple of years ago I had a big problem with people on the left coming after me because I didn't agree that all landlords should be lined up against the wall and summarily executed. I think that this is a slightly different scenario given the indigenous rights, but this person here said, normally I am 100%.
Look, I think the tribe is being more than fair. But I think they're being more than fair to get rid of these people. It's the same thing as if a landlord sells an apartment complex and they want to turn it into a shopping mall, for example. Yeah, you have to fucking move. Sorry, life sucks. But they've given you more than a fair share of finding a new place to fucking live. Here's the thought. Maybe buy your own fucking home. And then bitch and complain about eminent domain. If you're renting, well, that's just that. You're renting. Meaning the other party, the landlord in this case, can terminate the agreement at any time. And again, they're being way fairer to you than I would have been. But then again, I'm an asshole.
On side with your opinions, Tom.
No, their land was not stolen from them. Their land was conquered from them. And again, I had to ask the age-old question, to who do we give it back to?
And
you won't find it because you know I will just keep coming up with another tribe conquered it from another tribe, and that tribe conquered it from this other tribe, and this other tribe conquered it from that tribe over there, and yada, 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 on it goes. Human beings have just been conquering shit from each other for thousands of years. It's just that white people are better at doing it than anyone else. But we're not giving shit back, so fuck off and fuck you and kiss my ass.
I am also a firm supporter of indigenous rights and fully acknowledge the atrocities committed on them by our governments.
You mean the Canadian government? Well, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. If he is Canadian, they didn't do that. That would have been the British government. You guys weren't an independent country till like the 1950s. You know, before Britain couldn't support its goddamn empire anymore. After World War II. So why do you have guilt for that? You're not a British citizen, you're a Canadian. Now me, I have absolutely no shame or guilt over what we conquered from the natives. We conquered it from you fair and square. Get the fuck over it. We won, you lost, kiss my fucking ass.
That said, when you have rented for 30, 40, 50 years, you have a reasonable expectation to live the rest of your life there.
No, you just rented. If the landlord wants to cut you a fucking check, this is where I'm in agreement with him. If the landlord wants to cut you a check to get you the fuck out of there, you're a renter at the end of the day. You have no property rights. You do not own it. Maybe you should have worked on owning your parcel of land. All right. All right, now I gotta deal with this dickhead.
Spectrum is helping build America with 100% U.S.
Hey folks, before I begin talking about this, I would like to clarify that I am fine. Nothing bad is happening to me as a result of this, and no action needs to be taken on your part. That said, this is kind of pissing me off, and so I would like to share it with you. If you...
Oh great, what does the little sissy boy have to say about anything?
Who caught my video last week, you may have noticed that I used approximately 20 seconds of a speech Michael B. Jordan gave at the NAACP Image Awards. Mind you, I didn't play 20 consecutive seconds. In fact, I cut a decent chunk of the speech out because you didn't need to see the...
Oh, meaning you went in and shit on a white guy that has Tourette's, that can't control his speech, calling me, Michael B. Jordan, the N-word. I would actually say it, but YouTube tends to frown on such things. In which case, everyone knew he was there, everyone knew his condition, but we're still dragging this guy because even though I guarantee goddamn fucking to you, the average black person doesn't give a sauteed rat's ass if they get called the N-word by a goddamn white person. If they did, why did Quentin Tarantino have a film career? Yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but no, this was just your stupid leftist bullshit. Oh God, I think this is going to become a thing where either one of us is leaving. But anyway,
the whole thing, and there was no point in playing it all for you. I, of course, played that 20-second clip in an 8-minute long video for the purpose of commentary. That's kind of what I do here.
Doesn't matter. He said the word, it doesn't matter. That's YouTube.
For some reason, Paramount Global feels that 20 seconds I used is infringing upon their copyright. I say Paramount feels that way because this wasn't detected by YouTube's content ID. In fact, I've had stuff detected by you. Like what used to be the largest video on my channel was a commentary video on Invincible. That video was demonetized because I played a bunch of background clips of the show Invincible. I think that's like kind of silly, but whatever. I was just playing content.
Oh, suddenly socialists care about capitalism when it's their money.
Content that wasn't mine in the background for the purpose of giving visuals. But Paramount themselves decided that they deserved to be making money off of my commentary. I, of course, appealed this decision based on the grounds of fair use, which Paramount then rejected. By the time this video is posted, I will have probably appealed again, but I just wanted to address this because I think it's kind of pathetic that this is the situation we're in. I could...
Except your average YouTube commentator doesn't fucking understand what fair use is. If you use a couple of clips from a movie and you provide them with your commentary, that's one thing. If you show the whole movie and provide very little commentary, that's another. Granted, do I think that we need to have clear-cut rules for content creators versus copyright holders at, yes, the federal level? Of course. But we don't. And YouTube is a neutral third-party platform. While their enforcement is completely fucking broken, and I will say dog shit, and I'll almost empathize with your anger. Well, it is what it is. They're just going with what they have in hand.
Severely cause harm to my channel if, for whatever reason, this gets escalated into a copyright strike, despite the fact that I very much am not in the wrong here. I know that this has been litigated for at least a decade and a half, surely more on this dumbass website, but I do find it kind of ludicrous that large companies have just an incredible amount of leeway to...
Did this guy spend his entire childhood watching goddamn, what is that fucking show? God damn it. He had Sheldon, Penny, Danny Masterson, fuck was that show? Sheldon is like this fucking genius, because I swear to God, this fucking dipshit studied his mannerisms perfectly. Big Bang Theory, thank you.
Bully you into letting them make money off work that you did. Like, I don't care about the, like maybe 20, 30 bucks that video made. Like, this is obviously not my main source of income. But I don't really want my money going to Paramount.
I have a hard time defending you. I agree with you in principle. But I really have a hard time defending you when you're a fucking socialist. So, you know, there's that.
I cannot emphasize enough that I am not suffering in any way here. But I do think that it is...
Oh, Christ, Phoenix, you're not autistic. You just want another disability to hang on your hat to get more government money.
A problematic standard that we have set, or more accurately, large businesses have set, that you essentially cannot comment on their work without them profiting off it, right?
Oh, you can comment on it. You can comment on all you want. You just can't use clips. And remember, well, you're way too young to remember, so allow me to go back into history. There was a lawsuit. This is why every beer that we clearly see as Budweiser isn't Budweiser. It's beer. Because there was, excuse me, this thing called the Pepsi Challenge. And they had people try either Pepsi or Diet Pepsi, whatever it was. People ordered Pepsi, but then they showed an actual can of Coke. This led to a lawsuit. And this is why, and because of it, this is why, even though you know that goddamn label is Budweiser, they have beer on it.
If I want to come in here and criticize Paramount, and in so doing, play examples of bad things that Paramount have done, they get to profit off it, right? They win either way. Either people shut up and stop talking about them, which is not something that I intend to do. I mean, clearly I'm shit-talking Paramount right now. Or they get to just, like, make money off of...
Or you could just not include any fucking clips. Like, it's that easy, Junior.
everyone critiquing them. And yeah, that's a really messed up standard to set. I figured I may as well comment on it because this is the first time that I've directly run into this. And I think it's notable that I didn't directly pull.
Alright, I really don't give a fuck about this jackass anymore. You know what? Fuck it. I want to spend the rest of my evening playing The Sims. Good night, everybody.